Buongiorno, buongiorno YouTube. Allora, come vedete, insomma, faccio adesso un po' i video di sera perché mi avete mandato un po' di messaggi per quanto riguarda il nuovo setup che vi piace, quindi a questo punto li faccio di sera che anche va anche meglio per me. Allora, nel video di oggi faremo adesso entriamo appunto nel merito del video di oggi, salteremo nella registrazione che ho fatto con Karen di Helium10, quindi abbiamo fatto un video insieme e quindi abbiamo scelto di collaborare appunto con Helium10 e fare una serie di video appunto che contengono informazioni inerenti a questo tool. Vi dico che moltissime informazioni e quasi tutte le informazioni di Helium10 sono sul loro sito, quindi se voi andate su Helium10 e scaricate l'applicazione e utilizzate i loro servizi, all'interno di Helium10 trovate già delle informazioni molto interessanti e molto utili per utilizzare appunto i loro servizi. Attivate i sottotitoli su questo video, in basso trovate l'opzione per farlo, mi raccomando fatelo perché sono stati aggiunti i sottotitoli per capire quello che diciamo io e Karen, in modo che capite insomma quello che ci diciamo. Comunque, senza che parlo troppo, saltiamo nel computer, vediamo appunto il video con lei per quanto riguarda l'ottimizzazione del listing e alla fine di questo video farò un piccolo riassunto di quello che ci siamo detti. Ok, eccoci nel computer, siamo qui con Karen che ci spiegherà oggi come facciamo appunto a fare questa ottimizzazione del listing. Molti non toccano questo argomento che è molto molto importante, metterò anche dei sottotitoli su questo video in modo che capirete quello che ci diciamo, però è importante, visto che le informazioni sono gratuite e sono lì fuori, anche mettere un po' d'ordine su quelle che sono le cose importanti da fare. Quindi adesso inizieremo a parlare, ci mostrerà lei quello che faremo e insieme a lei vedremo quello che faremo insieme appunto a Helium10. Tutti i link di Helium10 li trovate in descrizione di questo video. Ok, thank you again Karen for being with me today. As I was saying, we will just be seeing today how we can optimize a listing. So I leave it to you and you can show us how to do this really important thing that actually nobody talks about because it's just something that nobody cares, but this is the main thing we need to consider when we start selling on Amazon.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for having me, Christian. This is so fun being here with you and talking about my favorite subject, listing optimization. I agree with you. I think it is one of the most important parts of your journey on Amazon as a seller. And so I'm excited to share my pro tips, and I'm just going to go through and share my steps. And if it's okay, I'll just share my screen and kind of go through an example together. Does that sound good?
100%.
Okay.
Thank you.
Awesome. So let's go. Do you have any random product that I can use?
We can do the vacuum sealer, something that I was actually thinking about selling on here in Canada.
Oh, nice. Vacuum. So I can never type live.
Yeah. You're not alone.
Let me just move this real quick so I can see it a little better.
You want me to put it like this? Maybe it's better?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think that's a little easier. Thank you. Okay. So vacuum sealer. So how I go through it is, first of all, we want to see which model is going to be the most similar to the kind we want to sell, right? So let's just assume that we wanted to sell something like this. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to click on the listing here and I'm going to look at it and see what they're doing well. So right off the bat, I will say I do like their main image. I think it's interesting. It's showing exactly what it is. I like the example of the meat that's a nice prop. I like this infographic. And when I say infographic, I mean that it just has some text and it's kind of having a call out of some of the benefits and the features. It's good for dry food. It's good for simmered and steamed.
It tells you straight away what is the product and what it does. So you don't need to go and search for the information because it's already there.
Yes, exactly. Well said. And then to get another example, it shows what it looks like still fresh versus non-vacuum. I like that. It's good visual. And then a vortex vacuum channel. So there's some interesting things right off the bat that I'm kind of getting some ideas.
Yeah.
What's really cool about Helium10 is once you have it hooked up, it automatically pulls up this really important information. So you can see it kind of gives a graph to show the trends, how the BSR ranking is, the sales history. And you can do over the last 30 days, 7 days, 24 hours, 90 days, or all time. So really interesting to kind of dig deep in and see kind of what the seasonality is and just the history altogether. So what's really cool is if this is a competitor that I'm trying to compete with what I like to do is if I click the keywords right here, it's automatically going to populate the keywords that they're indexed for right into Cerebro. And so it's kind of a cool hack that you can see right off the bat which keywords they're using, and I'll show you a little bit more how I do that.
Yeah.
So if you go here, you can see that there are indexed for over 6,000 different keywords, which is crazy, right?
Yeah.
So if we wanted to go deeper and see, which keywords have kind of the most, they're driving the most sales, we can look at search volume, we can look at organic rank position. So I'm just going to quickly show you kind of if I were doing keyword research, I would definitely want to do multiple ASINs. So I would probably have back on the main search, when I search for vacuum sealer, I would pull up our Helium-10 X-ray tool, and I would see which of these vacuum sealers are getting the most sales. And then I would go ahead and I would put it into Cerebro. And let's just quickly show maybe a couple ASIN searches. So if I sort this based on sales, you can see who the top sellers are. So it looks like Jerome is getting a ton of sales, almost over $1 million a month in revenue, which is crazy.
It's a good product, right?
Yeah, really good product. I like the price point. Yeah, they're doing amazing. Seems like a very
15,000 like sales a month. That is not like peanuts. It's like a lot of sales. So
yeah, well said.
Yeah.
Crazy though, right?
Yeah.
You have to be I think you got to be pretty serious, right, to compete with them. You can tell their review velocity. They're getting a ton of reviews every month. So some really helpful information. Interesting. You can also see like the day they created their listing. So this has been active for about 2 years. So that's interesting to note that, they've been pushing it hard for just 2 years and they're the #1 player. So
yeah,
interesting. So we can just go ahead and we can copy this ASIN right here and put it into Cerebro. And then let's just get one more. This looks like I got more than the ASIN. Sorry.
No worries.
I told you live, I always make funny mistakes typing.
Oh, that's fine. You're not the only one. I mean, I'm the same. Like,
really?
Yeah, 100%. If I'm doing like live,
yeah,
I always tend not to do it because I'm sure that I would like mess up. So I'll just say, okay, I'm just gonna talk because that is easy. I don't need to do anything on the computer, so that is better.
Oh, thanks for understanding that. But I'm not the only one that struggles.
Oh no, trust me.
Thanks, Christian. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a multi-search for these 3 ASINs. And so I just want to discover which keywords are kind of making up the bulk of the sales.
Yeah.
And so I'm just going to do some cool advanced filter tricks.
So what to put this like more into like common words, what we are doing here, we are trying to get the main sellers, because if they are the main sellers, it means they are doing a pretty good job also in the keywords range. So we are getting the keywords they are using to be able to then have our listing that has the right keywords in order to be maybe not at the beginning, but in like during time, the main positions, like the maybe first page, second page, in order for us to be visible for the customer. So we try to learn from them which are the best practice to do in order to be one of the first sellers on this specific category, right?
Yes, Christian, you're such a good teacher. That was a great explanation. I love that. I wish that you could just always give that explanation for me. That was so good.
Thank you.
Okay, so what I'm going to do right here is I clicked on this advanced filters tab right here. And so I want to see which keywords are driving the most sales for all 3 of these. So I'm going to do ranking competitors. Let's do all 3.
Yeah.
And then let's do competitor rank average. Let's see which keywords or keyword phrases are showing up in the first 30 positions on page 1. And I click apply. And let's see how many keyword phrases come up. So it looks like there's no keywords that all 3 of these ASINs show up for in that position. So maybe let's just do 2. And let's do maybe 1 to 50. Let's broaden this.
Yeah.
a bit more and see what we have. Okay, so it looks like at least 2 of these ASINs are ranking in the top 50 positions for all of these 926 keyword phrases. Interesting, right?
Yeah, that's actually really cool to see. So these people, like these 2 sellers, what are doing, they're just using the same keywords, and both are ranking for these keywords the top 50 positions.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly, well said. So let's look at the search volume for each of these keywords. So it looks like the highest volume search phrase is vacuum sealer machine. Yeah. This phrase is getting 150,000 searches every month from customers searching for that phrase.
10 times what you have in Canada. Oh my God. It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. No wonder they're getting $1 million sales, $1 million from revenue every month, right? It's a lot of searches.
Yes.
So you can see between the 2 ASINs that are ranking for this, the average position rank is 3. So what I would do here is kind of think about, what my strategy is. Do I want to be aggressive and compete with some of these like more higher searched keywords, or do I want to kind of float under the radar and go for like the less competitive keywords? So it kind of depends on your strategy, and you can see here on the CPR 8-day giveaways. So for example, with this keyword phrase, in order to rank at that position, we would have to have sales about 1,100 over an 8-day period. So that would be intense, right? So whether you're doing like a rebate or any other, basically launch strategy, it's going to have to be way more aggressive, right?
Yes.
Versus you can see some of these lower keyword phrases that still good, like vacuum sealers that has over 10,000 searches a month.
Yeah.
But not as crazy to rank for that, right? So maybe I want to just keep that in mind and say, okay, let's just only look at keyword phrases that are doing between, let's just say, no more than 5,000 a month. And we're going to just kind of go after those smaller, long tail keywords that are going to be less competitive.
So we are, instead of going all in with like competing with the top keywords and then like giveaways or whatever we want to do the launch, we say, okay, we just want to, we are fine to rank with the other keywords that may be less volume, but we're like in good like position to like ranking related. We have to put like the 5,000 search volume, so 5,000 search per month, in order to have less expenses, put it this way, and giveaways at the beginning of the launch of the product, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Great clarity. Thank you, Christian. So you can see that still gives us a ton of keywords, which is great. And I'm definitely wanting to save that information. When I'm writing a listing, I want to focus on like my top 20 keywords. And those are going to be the keyword phrases that I go after a little bit more aggressively.
Yeah.
So this still gives me a ton of keywords. So maybe I'm going to be more specific here in the search volume criteria. So maybe I'm going to see only the keyword phrases that have between 2,000 and 5,000 searches a month.
Yes.
And let's see if that narrows down the results for us. Perfect. So
20,
now we're at 22. And we can kind of just look deeper and make sure these all seem relevant. So food preservation tray. Do you know how to say that, Christian?
Spanish, yes. Máquina de vacío para alimentos.
Oh, wow. Awesome. I love it. So you can speak Italian and Spanish?
Italian, Spanish, and English. A little bit of Chinese as well.
Oh, wow. That's impressive. Okay, so these all look good. Food bag sealer, seal a meal. So I think so far they all seem pretty relevant. This one looks more like a brand name, right?
Yeah, Western vacuum sealer. I think that one is not like it's related, but it's not related to our product.
Okay, well said. So that's also important. So you need to have a little bit more of just intuition to go through and look at the list and make sure, is this a brand name? Is it still relevant to my product?
Yes.
Is it going to be super relevant? So this Christmas wrapping paper jumbo rolls, super random, right?
Exactly. So I don't think that is good to keep.
Right.
Even on the 9th position, the jar sealer, I think that is as well. Like it's not a jar sealer. It's like for you do with bags. So So.
Oh, thank you.
Food savers, food bag sealing machine. Again, jar vacuum sealer. No.
Perfect. So we basically have our perfect narrowed list.
Yes.
Okay. So what I want to do is go ahead and I'm going to copy this to my clipboard.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to show you a cool little trick that I do. So let's go back to that listing that we were analyzing. So it's this one right here. Let's see how they're doing. That was a sponsored ad that we clicked on.
This was the million a month, or this was another one?
This was a different one. So this one was the one that showed up for a sponsored ad. So this one, okay, so we want to go down here, and it takes a minute for the helium-10 data to load, but it will show us like the profitability calculator. So it will show us the dimensions, the weight, it will show us the price, and it will basically show us a really good estimate as far as what their net profit is. So that's pretty good, right?
Yeah, it's not bad.
50% profit margin. So this is an interesting product for sure. So right here on this page, what's super cool is that I click on Listing Optimizer. It's going to take me right into Scribbles. And I'll tell you, this is my personal favorite tool that I love to use to help me really organize all of my keyword research, and it just makes formatting the listing so much easier. So I love this tool so much, Christian. So remember we copied our 20 phrases, right? So what's cool is if I put them right in here and I click apply, we can see where they're using these keyword phrases.
Oh, that's cool. Yes.
Is that fun?
Yeah, super cool.
Yeah, so you can see it looks like they're only using vacuum sealer for food, only those two exact phrase matches in their listing, which is interesting to me. So obviously they're indexing this because probably they have some in their back end, and they just have these words throughout, right?
Yeah.
So they use food 21 times, vacuum 27 times. They've used the word sealer 15 times, seal 6 times. So for me, I know personally that you have more ranking power if you can kind of keep the exact phrase match.
Okay.
So if you can keep that, and especially if you can do, PPC campaigns around specific keywords, then it's going to have a lot more what I like to call ranking juice, right?
Yes, exactly. Yes.
What I would do from here is I would go ahead and kind of see where they're putting stuff. I get a really good feel for how many times, where they're putting stuff in the front of their listing. And then I can be like, okay, so I know if I really want to target food preservation tray, then, I would want to put that near the beginning inside my title, because what I found is your title has the most power for ranking your keywords, right?
Yes.
So that's where I want to put my top 3 to 5 keyword phrases. And then your back-end search terms is where you want to put, a lot of these individual keywords right here. And then your subject matter is another really important place to put your exact phrase matches.
Okay.
So you can see they've obviously used some of the bigger keywords like vacuum sealer machine. That doesn't show up in our list here because that's obviously a higher search volume. What I do from here is after I have my keyword list, and I want to go ahead and I want to also start looking at basically a deep dive of the reviews. And so if you go here to our review insights tool, you can go ahead and you can extract all the reviews and quickly analyze this.
This is just to add something to this tool. Usually what I do here as well, like for example, this market, like in the US, is like a lot of competition. And if you want to go into the market, you need to invest a lot of money just to get in, because it's really, really high competition. The thing is, usually what I do here, what I would do if I wanted to go into this market, I was just thinking to use this tool. What I usually do is just use this tool, filter out the 3-star reviews, get those keywords, and maybe create a product that is better. And plus, I usually do a bundle. So I try to see here what are the people looking for when they're looking for this specific product, because most of the times they put into the feedback, so into the review, and maybe I can go into the market with something different and the people could buy and maybe raise a little bit the price as well. So maybe make more money than them. So that is actually a strategy where I use the specific tool that I found really, really useful. Yes.
That is so smart, Christian. So basically, you just want to see the first and second and third star reviews.
Yes. So those are the best ones to like. This is my point of view, because these customers are the people that are saying, I like it, but I also want to see this. And that is my opportunity to make the product better. So if I get a 5 and 4 star, most of them, they probably say, oh, this thing is amazing or whatever. So, it's the best thing. That to me is not useful. What is useful is just to see how I can improve the, like for example, the second one, the effective heat strip, 50% filler rate, burns holes. So this might make me think, okay, so maybe there is an issue with the temperature. So I make sure when I do quality control to see if the temperature is kept under control, or if there's something that needs to be changed. So all this kind of information is really useful for somebody who wants to develop a product and make something better.
Such a good point. I love that. Very smart. And yeah, what's also cool is if I just really want to quickly to see like the common phrases that these people that are leaving 1 star, 2 star, 3 star reviews.
Yeah.
We can just click on this review analysis tab, and it will show us all of the common use phrase. Okay. And so when I'm thinking about writing the sales copy, what I like to do is when I'm looking at these higher reviews, so I do want to include the 5-star reviews because I want to understand what they like about it, right? And I want to make sure that even though these aren't keyword phrases, these are important phrases that customers are connecting with. So I want to make sure that I have these words or list this idea inside the sales copy of my listing, and hopefully also in my images, that I'm showing that in the images, and also video. I think video is such an important thing now that I think every seller should take advantage of.
Absolutely. So what you're saying is that you want to use this instead of for the product, you want to use it for you to have like a sort of connection with the customers, because they use these keywords more often, and you think, okay, if I use these keywords in my listing, they will be more willing to buy it because they align more with what I'm saying. This is what you're trying to say?
Exactly.
Okay.
I love your clarity, Krishna. I love that you can just really make it clear and simple of what I'm trying to say. So thank you for bringing that home. But yeah, so it looks like one thing really important to customers that they like is that it's easy to use. You can see that phrase has been used 295 times. Easy to use. I vacuum sealed food and put it in the freezer.
That is funny. They had already beer in the freezer. I don't know. That guy was just off topic.
It's amazing how fast you could read that. Yeah, you're picking up a lot of details. Some interesting things, and sometimes we can get some really great information where we figure out maybe we didn't know our product was being used that way.
Yes.
So they give us that that golden information that we just wouldn't have known, but it's directly from the mouth of our customer, so we want to pay attention, right? So when I'm back here in Scribbles and I'm writing my bullet points, I like to format it a little bit different. Looks like with this particular seller, they're kind of bringing out the main points in these brackets: easy to use and 1-minute seal, dry and moist food. And I think it is important to basically make it easy for your customer to really quickly scroll.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, and just get the main points. So it's something, it kind of separates it, but I still feel like from my perspective, it's much easier if it's in all caps, that main point. So it's really cool, Krishna. I don't know if you knew this, but if you just click this, it just automatically formats that, which I like, in all caps. It's a fun little trick, right?
Yeah, 100%.
And then another cool thing that I like to do is, I think it often is relevant to put an emoji in, again, just to kind of add more personality to your listing and just bring attention to those main points.
Yeah.
So if you just click right here, you can have an emoji like a check mark. Yes, I love using emojis. And I think it just appeals more to that. I think all of us are very visual.
Yes.
I think people would rather look at a picture than read, right? Or they'd rather watch a movie than read.
Yes.
So if you can make it more interesting to draw attention, that they are one to at least read that little snippet that you have in all caps, and I think it's a good thing. And I think you're right. It just makes it overall the page look more attractive. So yeah, I've definitely seen higher conversions in my experience. So I'm curious, as an Italian, would you prefer seeing images like this, or would you prefer to see like an actual model using this product?
what I suggest everybody to do is just to make more like for example, this image is fine, but I think there's too much stuff going on. So maybe I would say I put like one image, the first thing, so just the vacuum sealer, and next image, just the meat, for example. Like when there's so much going on, maybe you're just confusing people. So it's just, I think maybe it's better to keep it simple and to have maybe one image saying what it is, another image saying what it is, instead of having everything all together. But I think that if these people are here, they're doing their tests and they're seeing that maybe this is the best way to convert like customers. So I guess at the beginning, what I will do, I would just copy whatever they're doing, and if it works, I will keep it. Otherwise, I will just keep checking and see what is the best thing that will work.
I love that. That's such a great system approach. Let's see real quick if they have A+ content in their listing.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah, they registered the brand. Yes, Lao.
Impressive you couldn't pronounce that. I would have said that right.
I'm sure 100% that is not the right pronunciation, but it looks like Korean or Chinese brand, 100%. Or maybe not. Maybe it's like a mix of names. I don't know. But it looks like, yeah, the name, they registered the brand, so they're able to like images, and it's actually, the listing is actually really, really good, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree.
Good job.
I agree with you. You can tell they kind of have a brand theme of this green color, and kind of gives you this feel of like fresh, healthy.
Yes.
Yeah, they did a really great job.
I'm sure that they did their homework to be able to be here at this position in this market. Okay, so we did a lot of like we've seen a lot of things, a lot of work for me to do with adding all the subtitles. But I need to do that. Otherwise, most of the people won't be able to understand what we are saying. So I probably will do something similar to this in the next few weeks or month, because I'd like to give my audience more information about Helium-10, because everybody knows that I was one of the first people using Helium-10 in Italy, and now everybody all of a sudden uses Helium-10. Exactly. So yes, thank you very much for being with me today and giving us all this really useful information.
Thank you so much for having me, Christian. Grazie.
Grazie mille. E noi ci vediamo nel post di questo video. Vi faccio un piccolo riassunto anche su quello che ci siamo detti in questo video. Ok, quindi avete visto, insomma, abbiamo cercato di spiegare anche un po' quello che è il processo che seguiamo per fare l'operazione di ottimizzazione del listing. Questa è una delle cose che molto spesso non viene trattata, nel senso viene trattato più che altro la ricerca prodotto, vengono trattati altri temi, però questo è importante perché comunque essere indicizzati già dà un grandissimo vantaggio rispetto alla competizione, ma soprattutto ci consente di lavorare e ottimizzare al meglio il nostro lavoro. Questo vuol dire che quando andrò a fare delle sponsorizzazioni o comunque andrò a fare delle campagne pubblicitarie, quello che scelgo di fare per la mia strategia di lancio, avrò sicuramente un vantaggio perché avrò tutto quanto già ottimizzato. Abbiamo visto questo qui è un prodotto molto interessante che stavo già cercando da un po' di tempo, ed è un prodotto che in America avete visto, insomma, dei numeri molto importanti. Quel venditore aveva quasi 1 milione di vendite al mese ed è abbastanza interessante come prodotto. Quindi avete visto la nostra l'iter che seguiamo per fare questa operazione. Cerchiamo gli ASIN compatibili con i nostri prodotti, ci prendiamo le parole chiave, poi andiamo a tirarci fuori il listing in Scribbles, andiamo a fare tutte le varie modifiche, cercare di cercarci anche le parole chiave con le recensioni per ottimizzare il listing al 100%. Nei prossimi video faremo ancora video con Helium-10, con i ragazzi di Helium-10, con i quali abbiamo già parlato, e faremo video anche inerenti ad altri argomenti. Se avete domande, mettetele nella descrizione di questo video, così sfrutterò queste domande anche per fare per argomentazioni future, anche per quanto riguarda Helium-10. Mi raccomando, se non l'avete ancora fatto, vi chiedo di iscrivervi a tutti quanti i miei canali social. Se avete intenzione di iniziare con il nostro video store, cristiantito.com, il corso di formazione e tutti quanti i nostri servizi che trovate sul sito che abbiamo ristrutturato da poco. Farò un po' una diretta dove spiegherò anche queste cose. Spero che questo video vi sia stato utile, sono sicuro di sì, perché ho lavorato moltissimo anche per fare i sottotitoli e cercare di farli incastrare il più possibile. Grazie per aver seguito questo video fino a qui e noi ci vediamo nel prossimo video.